Hey, what's up grinders? I am Azard and today in this Gems of War video we go over a beginner/mid-level team for Explore difficulty 12. A small warning right at the start, there's going to be a lot of jargon, so if you get tired of listening me mumble all kinds of nonsense, feel free to use the timestamps I've added to the video timeline and move forward to the next chapter. Also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you find this clip useful, give it a thumbs up as well. So now let's move on to the team information. So this team isn't anything new per se, it's an ancient Shield of Urskaya and Rowanne combination that has been around for ages indeed. However, now that I'm playing with this secondary account of mine that happens to be pretty low level, I found that the mana generation is quite problematic at times. Because we don't have high global magic stats, the usual gem destroyers like Thrall, Marilith, Angry Mob, etc. won't do much mana generation, and the game play stalls quite heavily at times. Even using Leprechaun won't do the usual trick, as he explodes so few green gems at the start. So I tinkered this Shield Rowanne combination with couple mana generators that are not magic dependent and most times do the trick well if used right. Alright. So let's go through this team, starting with the star of the show, Rowanne. Rowanne is an epic Forest of Thorns troop that is easy to acquire in the early stages of the game. When you complete the Forest of Thorns questline, you get rewarded a copy of her. Her spell deals a scatter damage, which is boosted by her current armor twice, as the boost ratio is ×2. So if your Rowanne has say 50 armor, when you cast her, she will deal scatter damage worth of 100 damage points. That is spread around all the enemies. Now, on paper, this doesn't sound very awesome, but trust me, there are ways to get some insane damage output from her spell. Her traits are nothing special. I actually don't have her traded at all, so we skip going over those to keep this video length somewhat bearable. In order to get more damage from Rowanne cast, we are using Sentinel class weapon Shield of Urskaya. Once you unlock Urskaya Kingdom and complete the questline, you can then unlock Sentinel class by doing the class quest. When you equip Sentinel class to the team you are using, you start gaining class wins, and once you get 250 class wins, where's Sentinel? There. You will get awarded the class weapon, which happens to be Shield of Urskaya in this case. The weapon will be sent into your inbox. All of these class weapons are all acquired the same way. You need 250 wins from each class to get the associated class weapon. By the way, I think it's worth mentioning that you will get class wins even if your hero isn't in the team lineup. You won't get class XP that you see, that green bar over there, but the wins still count towards the class weapon. Just throwing this out here, as there is bounty weekend coming up, so maybe when you are using 4 bounty troops, you want to equip some class that you don't have the weapon acquired yet. Right. So what does this weapon do then? Shield of Urskaya gives an ally magic +1 armor, which is boosted by all enemy attack. The boost ratio is 2:1. The spell also gives enrage and barriers the ally you cast the spell on. So as the armor buff is boosted by all enemy attack, this means that this weapon scales. The harder levels you fight, the more armor you are going to get, because the enemies naturally have higher attack. So in simple terms, what we are trying to do is to cast these shield spells on Rowanne to increase her armor stat higher, so that she will deal a lot bigger scatter damage. The barrier of course is also very welcome, as you know, sometimes the enemy can cast damage spell on Rowanne and the armor stat goes down, resulting in a weaker scatter damage. Talk about barrier, I think this is where we gotta check the weapon upgrades. Uh, all of these class weapons are operated by using those mythic ingots that you see up over there. I have 191. You maybe don't have as many. These ingots can be acquired somewhat easily by doing faction runs in the underworld, and the underworld is unlocked at hero level 70 if I remember right. Also, you might have some of those orb of ingots, and those can be used to upgrade these weapons too. Yeah, so this shield has pretty nice upgrades. Usually first you get some stat boost, and the good stuff are here in the back. Shielding barriers your hero when you cast a weapon. So when you cast a weapon on Rowanne, both Rowanne and your hero will get barrier. Right. Radiant gives 1 mana to all allies. This is pretty nice. If some of your troop is 1 mana short, they will get powered up when you cast a weapon. Sacred blesses your hero, gets rid of all negative status effects as long as your hero isn't cursed. If they are cursed, bless will only remove the curse though. Stunned upgrade. Stuns the first enemy, which isn't that important, but can help in some cases if the top tank does some nasty boost skull damage or something like that. Speaking of skull damage, let's talk about the hero class I'm using here. Geomancer. The reason why I decided to pick this class is because when you unlock the class traits, you will get 50% skull reduction to your hero, and the class will also give 50% mana star to all constructs as well, including the hero, as Geomancer makes your hero troop type construct. I haven't leveled up this much yet, but well, the impact can be sometimes useful in the ancient Golem summon. Well, this can be a lifesaver in tricky situations, and I would maybe or really like to have this rock solid gain a barrier when matching brown gems, but as I said previously, the weapon upgrades already have some barrier support, so I think we're gonna do just fine without it. And yeah, I think we have to talk about trading these classes or troops in general. As a new user, your trade stone stash probably isn't very well established, and it might very well be that you don't have enough of the arcanes to unlock all these traits. So I would say maybe spend a wisdom orb or even 2 for this class. You probably hear or have read the veterans saying that you have to save your orbs so you can get 2 gold, but trust me, when the time comes that you have enough of those blue orbs, you are going to have tens or even hundreds of leftover wisdom orbs. So I think it's okay to use an orange orb here or there. Just keep an eye that you have an equal number of these blue and orange orbs and you will be just fine. So all in all, the base of the team is pretty nicely set up, but as I talked in the start of the video, the mana generation is a slight problem. In order to wipe E12 fights, you need several Rowanne and/or shield casts. And if you have to do much manual gem matching and pass the turn a lot, the enemy will get their troops up and things can get complicated pretty quickly. So we will fix the mana problems with these 2 bad boys over here. Jeweled Golem is a construct, so again, if your Geomancer class is fully traded, he starts with 50% mana, and that helps getting him loaded up. Just a couple purple gem matches and we're good to go with the mana generation. His spell works in a way that you select a gem on the board, which will explode, and he will generate these special heroic gems called wildcards. You want to explode a gem that has as many brown gems surrounded as possible, because each brown gem destroyed around the exploded gem will result 2 more wildcards. So if the gem you explode has, for example, 3 brown gems around it, this troop will generate not 1, not 2, but a total of 7 wildcards. And those will usually generate plenty of mana and also grant an extra turn as well. This jeweled golem will be our main mana generator, but I figured as the damage output is pretty strong already with Shield and Rowan, why not include a 4th mana generator? Excuse me, a 2nd mana generator for backup purposes. So for that purpose we use Centuragon in the 4th position. Centuragon's spell will convert all skulls to wildcards. He also has a 10% chance to devour an enemy and gets an additional 10% for each wildcard on the board. This devour is just a cherry on the cake really. It's nice if it happens, but we aren't exactly rooting for it. If you have Centuragon up, you want to get an extra turn with the conversion, but let's talk about that more in the battles when we see the board too. So it is a little bit easier to demonstrate the skull to wildcard conversion. Right. Yeah, and one more thing. As our stats aren't that high really, sometimes the start of the battle just doesn't go as we would like to, and we get early troop losses. So when that happens, just go ahead and retreat and try again. This game is all about speed. So there's no need to use unnecessary time in battles that goes wrong way right off the bat. Right, let's jump in and see how we manage against these nasty villains here in Urskaya. Check for extra turns. Maybe have to take some skulls as well. If we take that brown will drop over there. We might give a yellow extra turn for the enemy, but oh, here we go. We got our sheet up. Maybe take that brown. Little bit of gambling over here. Take that purple as well. Right, now we cast Shield on Rowan. And then we find those brown gems that we are going to destroy with the gem explosion. There is 3, so we will explode this yellow gem. 1, 2, 3 brown gems with our golem and hope for the best. Pretty nice, we got an extra turn. Our Rowan is up. We could maybe cast our Rowan now and then generate more mana for her because our hero is barriered. And again, we have the 50% skull reduction, so this attack is worth only 42, I think. Yeah. We don't have much brown gems, so let's slow play a little bit and try to get our Centuragon up. There is 2, I think this is what we are going to do now. Gamble a little bit and hope for extra turns. Yeah, we get our troops up. Do we have a Centuragon lineup? Purple, we take that, and now, do we have now? Blue. We don't have Centuragon extra turn chance there, but I think we are going to explode those brown gems over there and generate some mana over there for Rowan. How about now? Yeah, I think we can cast Rowan now, and then Centuragon cast and one more Rowan wipe and we should be done. Yeah. If you cast Shield once in Rowan, you need 3 Rowan casts. Or you can cast Shield 3 times on Rowan and you need only 1 Rowan cast. Check extra turns, nope. We take purple, let them take those skulls. That's fine. We take brown to get shield up. You really want to get your shield up pretty quickly, because it's pretty annoying situation if you lose your hero up top and you haven't buffed up Rowan's armor at all. We can start casting Rowan. That's the first cast. There's a Centuragon extra turn. These skulls will be converted to wildcards and we will get then blue formats there. We do that. Maybe take those extra turns. That's a second Rowanne cost. Here we have 4 brown gems, so we explode this yellow gem over here, and Rowanne is up and cost and white. It's not super fast, but when you get hold of things, this should work pretty nicely. Lots of purple, that fits us. Yeah, we got the mana surge and our golem is ready to go. 3 browns, we do that. Centuragon is up. Do we have extra turn? We could take that. We have a yellow extra turn over here, but not much at all, so I think we cost golem over here. 3 browns, yeah, now we are cooking. Gotta take those extra turns, don't wanna leave them for the villain. And we don't have Centuragon extra turn, so let's cast Rowanne and do golem job. Rowanne is back up. Now we have plenty of skulls, so why not cast that Centuragon over there. I don't see extra. There is one. Okay, cost shield. Maybe this wipe is enough. Yeah. There. One more. Maybe do whole run. Start is not looking very good. Let's start by taking those purples, and we got a mana short, so that helps us tremendously. Let's take and explode this skull. 3 brown gems. We got a Rowanne and shield up. That's very nice. Let's take that purple. Oh, bummer. I was hoping for surge. Okay, now we go and cast Rowanne. We can still take 1 skull poke, but this is probably going to be too much. So I have to take that skull over there. Maybe take those. More green. Green or blue or purple. There is 3 brown gems, so let's explode this red gem. That's fine. A little bit of more armor buffing and this should be fine. Yes. Nice going. Miniboss against Urskaya. Some AoE damage. No extra turn, so let's take that and get some purple as well. More browns, more purple. No, but there is an extra turn. There's an extra turn as well, and now we have extra turn over there. So many extra turns. We like it, don't we? Now let's do this. 4 brown gems should generate nice chunk of mana. We have to cast our shield. Yep, we do that and get a barrier to both our hero and Rowanne. That's because our shield is upgraded. Do we have skull extra turns? No, we don't. So let's just go and do golem cost. And another one. Rowanne. I think we can go and cast Centuragon now. So many skulls, we are probably going to get an extra turn without even counting. And then Rowanne wipe to get rid of the enemies. Mythic boss against Grandra. Gotta keep eye on the yellow gems on the board, and we might have to deal with some curse as well. Purple, brown, that was nice. Let's take that yellow gem over there, get that too. This was a nice start. I don't see any extra turns over there except that and that. Now Let's cast Shield. Cast Rowanne. No, let's cast Golem over here. Okay, not doing very well. Cast Rowanne. One more wipe is needed. Can we get an extra turn? Yes, we can. Red over there. Let's do that. Hopefully generate some mana to Rowanne, and that's the final blow over there. Not super fast, but hey, for this leveled account you don't get speed. As long as you get survivability, that should be enough. We get trash like we always do, but that's fine. I need all of those tokens. That kind of theme, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed. Also, let me know what kind of themes you are using for your low or mid-level accounts. Has is out. Peace!